Okay, what's up? What's good? Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Let me read some names here. Jebediah. So I made that one up. That's not Mooser, Dolahan, Nikki, Noah Pope, Fig, Igloo, the Remster, RDC West, Colovian, Ethno. What? That's your Etho Dio, Etho Detho, Zapper One, Luke, Magook, Robert. That's Rocket Voltage. What's up, everybody? Good to see you. I am feeling much better. I don't know if you were aware. I was very sick this weekend. And I want to tell you what happened. Because I think it was a little bit of a hoisted by my own petard situation. A bit of like a self-inflicted wound. So if you guys watched, and I'm sure plenty of you didn't because I was dying to the same boss over and over in Lies of P. But I streamed on Saturday, and I kept saying while I was streaming, like I had a burp trapped in my chest. I was like, I couldn't, like it felt really tight. I had a little tightness, like right above my lungs, and I was like, what? And like I wanted to burp really badly because I felt like it would get rid of it, but I couldn't do it. And then every time I did burp, I would like force myself to burp. Like I would feel better for a little bit, and then it would feel bad again. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Well, it turns out it's like fucking, it's not Glancer. just to be clear, it is not a fictional disease that you created called glizzy cancer. It's not, that is not a real thing. It doesn't exist, and that's not what it was. So, but I did have a problem. It turns out that's like probably, again, I didn't go to a doctor, but I self-diagnosed because I have been watching a lot of House, so I'm kind of like a diagnostician. My first guess was lupus, but I don't think it was that. So I looked at WebMD and I self-diagnosed. It turns out it's probably like acid reflux, which is basically like if you eat a bunch of junk food or something. So I want you to recall exactly what I did. When you, if you were watching that stream, what did I do at Saturday when I started feeling like I had a little bit of, shit in my throat? Oh, here's what I did. I ordered midnight Taco Bell. And then I shoved a Crunch Wrap and 3 tacos down my throat and watched House with you guys. Well, it turns out that made it way fucking worse. Way worse. And so, like, when I woke up the next day, man, I felt awful. And I had a real tough time sleeping. And, like, I just kept fucking, I don't know, I kept, like, burping and feeling weird. And it was terrible. It got much worse. And then it really fucked with my sleep. And was a pain in the ass the whole day. And I still don't understand what it was till late in the day. So like the next day I had a bunch of like not unhealthy foods, but like acidic food. Like I had orange juice and I kept drinking only carbonated water because I have like LaCroix like 50 times a day. And all that shit just like fucking riles up your stomach. Anyway, I took like something that was really minor probably, and I made it as worse as possible with my fucking diet. I made it absolutely way worse. And so reduced sodium, bro, I ate like 2 bags of beef jerky. That's probably what caused it. If I had to guess what caused it, it was when I ate 2 fucking full pound bags of beef jerky. That's literally what caused it. And so now I know boy dinner. Yeah, I had boy dinner. What, you got a fucking problem? So yeah, turns out there are occasionally consequences for what you put into your body, which is kind of whack because I've really never had them thus far. God, this could be a terrible sign of aging. But anyway, I feel great now. I feel much better. And I actually felt better yesterday. I was about to go live, but I didn't feel super confident in the Marketing Monday, and I had to write some stuff to people I'm working with, and it got stressful. So I'm here today, and I'm ready to talk about mainly the writer's strike, which I find to be very interesting. And people have been asking me on Twitter what they, what the result was and what exactly means. And I've got some takes. So I will talk about that today, along with a few other things, which should be cool. I've also made a lot of progress on some other things, namely a Canadian real estate video that I've been marinating on. Spoiler alert, it's negative. Spoiler alert, it's very negative, but I'll talk about that talk about that. Hopefully, I think this week. It's pretty good. So, so that's what's going on. How are you guys doing? What's going on with you guys? What the hell's happening in the live of chatters? You guys are all individual sentient people. Cap. I've been crying because of your glancer. Well, I appreciate really the positive sentiment. I would appreciate if you didn't cry because of my made up disease. That would be great. I feel like there's probably bigger problems in the world if you're gonna get overwhelmed and cry over something than my glancer. That's probably not the most important thing to 10 gifted. Oh shit. Robert Stacks, thank you for the 10 gifted. And the continued support. I do appreciate it. Robert Stacks, Unsolved. Did you have a message? Let me see. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Always read the gifting messages. Real estate going up in value, but no one buying Sag. It is. Real estate just hit, I mean, on average, an all-time high right now. But the number of people buying and the number of things actually trading hands is at all-time lows. So really, it's very... It feels like the end of a crypto crash. It's very artificial demand of a very few people who can still buy. Definitely feels like the last gasp. But the new girl at my job has only one joke, which is girl dinner, and it's ruining my life. I do. Have you ever had a friend like that where, not even a friend, like an acquaintance that you know positively, but you guys have one story or one joke between each other, and every time you see each other, you only do that joke, and it becomes, it gets so old so quickly, but you don't have a deeper connection, so you always do that same reference. I mean, you guys are doing it right now. Glizzy, Glancer, whatever, fucking stupid ass shit. Yeah, but it isn't. I remember, was there like does any millennials in here remember if there was like a football or college football related meme where people would say, again, this is pre the guy who dat, where they would say who dat or something. Was that, am I completely, who dat? The Saints? Is that what it's from? This was probably like 2012, 2011. And yeah, I think it was around the J. Cole song. Okay. Yes. Okay. There was a guy in college who I think all 4 years, like, I don't know. I don't even watch football. I don't even remember how it started, but we both would say that to each other. We'd say, who dat? And I only said that to him for 4 years straight. For 4 years straight. I would see him, and we would... I seriously don't remember how it started. I don't remember what the fuck happened, but we did it for 4 years straight, and I remember literally at graduation day, like we were all in our cap and gown. We did it one last time, and then I never saw him again. I've never seen that guy again the rest of my life. That was the only thing we ever said to each other for 4 years, and I wonder what he's doing now. I have no idea. Here, wait, one second. Let me get my... Who dat? This, okay. So, no. Jorts? They're just shorts. They're literally just shorts. Did you see boy math trending on Twitter? No. We could talk about it. Is there a fun article or is there... Bro eating apples because is scared of the glancer. This is a fucking nectarine. Every word in that sentence was spelled wrong. You have brain rot. This is a fucking nectarine. And you didn't know how to type. It's insane. It's a travesty. Did you hear about this? I can't. What's this? No. It's a show called Heels getting canceled. I don't know the story here. Is that like rich people apples? Nectarines are not rich people apples. It's just a different fruit. You've never heard of a nectarine? They're just a different fruit, bro. Atrioc flexing his money. That you can buy them on the same grocery store. It's right next. It's not an upper classism. That's so stupid. That is a ridiculous assertion. Nobody would agree with that except for people in this chat. That nectarines are. Jeff Bezos does not eat more nectarines than apples. I'll tell you that. There's no difference. It's a working man. If anything, the nectarine is the common man's fruit. Okay? It's a little sweeter. Packs a bigger punch. He's calling us privileged. Jeff Bezos hasn't had an apple in years. Atrioc, for my school spirit week, we were supposed to dress like our favorite Latino celebrity, and I wore a flannel shirt. Atrioc heart. All right, well, I mean, that is based. Finally, some representation. But wait, actually, I think about that for 1 second. That can't be real. Your school had a dress like your favorite Latino celebrity school-wide? They don't dress different. Either it's white kids wearing like fucking sombreros or some fucking offensive shit, or it's normal clothes. That's it doesn't. It's so fucked, but it's real. That's so crazy. What it? What the fuck? Like, how do I dress like John Leguizamo? He just wears a fucking shirt and jeans, bro. How do you dress like fucking George Lopez? If they wear normal, it's nothing. There's no anyone that. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, it's like dressing as any celebrity. No, but dress like a celebrity is not a thing I've ever heard of. Like, if I've already say dress like Tom Cruise. What do you just wear a shirt, bro? You wear a shirt and clothes. He doesn't have like a style. He's not a character in a cartoon. He doesn't wear like Doug's outfit. Do you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have a cartoon outfit. He doesn't wear the same thing every day. You could dress like Steve Jobs, I guess. That's the only. I can think of like one person of normal celebrities who has like an outfit, and it's Steve Jobs, and he's dead. Adam Sandler? Adam Sandler wears fucking like basketball shorts and like an oversized tee, a sweatshirt. That's not. Exactly. No, but because fucking a random high school student already dresses like that. Dude, half the kids in my fucking homeroom wore basketball shirts and a sweatshirt. You can't tell. That's not dressed like Adam Sandler Day. Guy Fieri? Fuck, you got me. That is 2. Guy Fieri is 2. If you wear the fucking Flame Smash Mouth shirt, that's also Guy Fieri. There's 2. 2 outfits in all celebrities. And that's fucking Steve Jobs and Guy Fieri. The Rock wears different things. Vin Diesel wears different things. Moist Critical? Okay, that does count. Fuck, that's 3. But he's... I mean, yeah, fine. He is a big enough celebrity now. The Rock wears black shirt, jeans, chain. He wore it one time in the fucking 90s. That's not like The Rock every day wears that fucking meme outfit, dude. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Okay, my argument is that the real celebrities don't dress like cartoon characters. And your example of a real celebrity is an actual cartoon character. Do you understand? Do you understand that that is not a counter? That's not a counter to my point. When you say, "Oh, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo," there's an example. That's not Santa Claus. Okay, now you're. Fine, fine, dude. This isn't important to me. I could argue with you for 100 years, but this is not important to me. I don't care. If you want to dress up like fucking Santa Claus for fucking celebrity school day, which shouldn't be a real thing, then do it. If you want to dress up like the fucking Easter Bunny and you think that's a celebrity, then fucking do it. You win. You guys are arguing geniuses. They should make Twitch chat a lawyer, because everyone would be so annoyed that they would give up. Can you imagine if it's a courtroom, right? And there's the prosecutor and the defendant is just a voice box on the table that will not stop spitting out text to speech of Twitch chat. And it's just constantly talking, never shutting up the whole time. Shaggy, Scooby, Santa Claus, tree law, LOL, LW, owned. Judge is kind of lame. Glizzy. It's like everyone would stop the courtroom proceedings. Is that a peach? Don't get me started, bro. Don't get me started. You're a peach, Big A. Thanks, D buddy. Thanks, appreciate it. How's everybody doing? Again, I'll start here probably around 8, probably 9 minutes. I'll jump into my subject of discussion. Do I feel like this covers it? Do I feel like this covers it? Yeah, I do. I feel good about this. Let me don't. Okay. I don't care. I mean, it's fine. Yeah, I did take a screenshot. I did. I took a screenshot. I can put it in my slide. What do you? Yeah, you fucking know. You guys are like, it's like monkey with one neuron. You hear something and it only fires one way, and you do the same. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I just want to make sure I understand this part. Okay. Yeah, I do. All right. Okay, so yeah, you guys were asking some things. Sorry, we'll start in 5 minutes. I want to get everything fucking good. Hey, Big A, first stream. Want to know your thoughts on tangerines and them being a status symbol in corporate America? Yeah, my thoughts are that's not true, and it's also not your first stream. You are a 4-month sub, and you have hundreds of messages. Thank you very much, though. Appreciate that. You missed the boy math article? Link me again. We'll talk about it after stream. After Atrioc. My school had a dress like Atrioc day, and everyone showed up in a plaid shirt. That's awesome. That sounds real and true and based. And I appreciate you sharing that very real story with me in chat. Boy math. Oh, perfect. Yeah, we'll take a look at that in a second. Someone linked me nectarine facts. What am I? Nectarines are a sweet fruit similar to peaches, except they grow without fuzz in their skin. There's nothing in here about it being at all classist to eat a nectarine. In fact, over 95% of nectarines grown in the U.S. are grown in California. So this is likely a fresh, locally grown piece of fruit that I was able to eat at a reasonable cost because it is grown here. And there's no shipping associated. Interesting. Coastal elite ass fruit. You would support local business. What does that mean? How is that an insult? You would support local businesses as opposed to only supporting multinational business? What is that? What does that mean? Dude won't even touch a fruit that's not from Cali. Can't win today. Can't win today, I think. Dude, farmers are starving in Chile. Yeah, okay. I will get my nectarines shipped. You know what I'll do? Is I'll get like a big diesel burning 747 and have them fly in individual nectarines from Chile to my house. Round trip anytime that I'm hungry. And that way I could, okay, you guys have convinced me. That'll create jobs and yeah, I'll task rabbit someone in a different state or country to cross country lines. Big A, thoughts on children being dumber? No, read my Twitch chat. They're smarter than ever. Hey, Big A, for real asking. My sister moved to LA from a different country and is feeling really lonely. Is that a community problem in the US or just LA? Both, bro. The US has a loneliness problem, of course, but LA is one of the worst if you don't already know people because it is very spread out. Everything requires a car. There is no walkable life in LA. And so random happenstance meeting people is difficult. There's a lot of clubs and shit, though. It's also very expensive, which requires you to work a lot for most people. And yeah, I mean, listen, I have lived in LA 2 times in my life. One time when I had just graduated college and I drove out here and I lived in a shitty Craigslist rented room and partly with my uncle. And I ate one thing of Carl's Jr. every day and I grinded trying to get a job in esports. And it was pretty miserable and I fucking hated LA and I drove 2 hours in traffic every way. And I just remember thinking, this place sucks. All right. But then I'm back to it now and I'm having a much better time because I have more money, to be honest. More money and more flexibility, which is surprise, surprise, makes your life better. So there are I've seen much better sides to the city now. But I'll be honest with you, I would not highly recommend LA like as a general place to live. I think there's a lot of things that make it unforgiving. And so, but to help her, what I would say to her is like, you know, it depends on what part she's in, bro. Some parts are just deserts. Some parts of LA are just like I remember I was trying to convince Linkus to stay in LA because Linkus and Maisie lived here in LA and they did not like it, but they were in the fucking hottest part of LA and they had a terrible roommate. They had, because you have to get a roommate in some places of LA because it's fucking expensive. So they had a roommate who was just fucking awful. And so, you know, they were just stuck and they decided to move to Texas and I don't blame them, but I miss them. Hey, Big A, average nighttime chatter. Don't forget to do the top of the hour ad break before the big today. Yeah, you're right. I will do that. Actually, the ad starts in 3 minutes, so we'll do the ad and then I'll jump right in. So, isn't Texas worse? Bro, Texas is worse probably on a million things, but it's better for housing prices, although not by that much. Everything fucking shot. You're trying to go to Austin or something, get out of town. But you can get much better, you know, rent and housing than LA. And I think there's a little bit more community stuff, you know, even though it is spread out and requires a lot of driving still. If you think LA is bad, try Sydney, lil bro. Are you flexing the deterioration of your country on me? Are you trying to say, hey, little bro, my country is even more poorly managed and hostile to its millennials and Gen Z and making it impossible for them to live? Yes. Well, good. You've got me. You owned me. Sydney is worse, by the way. I would rather, if I had to live, I'd like to visit Sydney for sure. But if I had to live in a place based on everything that I've read on Sydney specifically, but a lot of Australia's problems, yeah, I wouldn't try to fucking buy a place in Sydney. Are you fucking kidding me? It's awful. In Vancouver would be the worst. If you think LA sucks, try Los Angeles. All right, some people just can't be allowed to talk. It's because I read it, because I start a message and then I just finish reading it before I read the full thing. And it's just stupid. It's completely nonsense words. And then I've already wasted my time and your time. NYC goated because you can stay outside of your apartment all day and don't have to drive. Yeah, I mean, again, like if there's the two cities that people have this like vision of moving to, especially when they're young, a lot of people want to move to LA or New York. And again, that's changing, but that's the idea. I would say it's a lot harder in LA, even though both are expensive, difficult cities and there's going to be problems. If you like don't care and want to live in a roommate apartment and just figure it out, I think in NYC, you're going to have more nightlife and walking and fun and meeting people than in LA, where it's like, you better know some people. What about Chicago? I've actually never been. I don't want to speak out of turn. I've never been to Chicago. I'm going this winter for Nick Wang's wedding. Let me talk about Nick Wang real quick. If you guys don't know, Nick Wang is this guy. He is the accountant for Mogul Moves. Now, why Ludwig decided to hire a K-pop star as an accountant, I will never know. But he just had his wedding photos done. And he looks fucking... Oh, let me get my camera and... Look at that. Sheesh. Bro, this guy's a huge nerd. This is the power of fucking good lighting and photography. This guy's a nerd, and he's bad at magic, too. It's crazy. He doesn't look like this normally. He wears glasses, bro. He's a nerd. Wait, what is this? This is trickery. He looks so fucking chatted. Anyway, what's I going to say about him other than just shitting on him? Because he looks really good in these photos. Going to his wedding. Oh, yeah, I want to call this guy out because his whole fucking shtick, whenever we hang out, me and Ari, him and his fiance, Shirley, we're like becoming close friends, doing double dates and stuff, and we like them a lot. They're really nice. Except that this guy, motherfucking Nick Wang, tries to use white guilt against me in every fucking interaction. Every fucking interaction, this guy is trying to get me with white guilt. And I will tell you an exact bit that he did that is fucked up. All right, so he is Korean, and his fiance, Shirley, is Chinese, okay? And I am fully aware of that. And so they're going on a trip, and they're going to go, they actually just got back from a trip where they go visit their family in Korea and China and take photos, yada, yada, yada. But we were all at dinner together, and Shirley was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go visit my family and say hi to my whatever, and you know, whatever. And I was like, oh, what part of China are you going to? And he pauses, there's an ad. Fuck, you're missing the highlight of the story. Maybe you should sub because I'm not stopping. So anyway. Bro, that's bad timing. What do you mean? That's bad timing, bro. That's bad timing. Anyway, it's 3 minutes of ads, but I can't stop. So anyway, Shirley says, I'm going to visit family. And I go, what part of China? And he stops the whole table, like dead silent. And he looks at me and he goes, she's from Korea, bro. I'm from China. And like, I know that's not the case. But like in the moment when he says that and he's dead serious, I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm so, you know, and like my fucking white guilt acts up, and I'm like, oh god, I'm such a, I'm not, and then I think about it for 2 seconds, and I'm like, I know this fucking guy is from fucking Korea. So, and also, every time we hang out, they talk about how they watch my shit, all right? For example, Shirley watched my Was It Beijing on the China's debt crisis and really liked it, which is cool. So they probably see this. This will probably be my fucking clips channel. And I want to say, fuck you, Nick Wang. Stop white guilting me, bro. Fuck you. That's my fucking, when you see this on the clips channel, fuck you. All right. He just got married. Not yet. I'm actually going to his wedding. So I haven't asked him this yet, but I'm sure he'll be fine if I live stream his wedding. So you guys can all come too. Because I don't really like to go to friends' weddings or things without making content out of it. Otherwise, how do I make money? Do you know what I'm saying? Think about that. Just like, I'm not trying to be weird, but think of it from my POV. Like, I have to go to your thing, and it's all about you, and like, do you understand? Are you following? I don't get any money. There's no profit. I'm not monetizing the experience. So it's like, so I figure he'll have a stream set up for me, but if he doesn't, I will bring some kind of one of my own and set it up. And I might even play some Liza P from there because I don't want to listen to the whole fucking ceremony. They're jibber jabbering about vows and shit. So I might do a little bit of gaming and then a little bit of watch, react. On that note, we were at Toph's wedding very recently, and it's like, me, Lud, and then right behind us is like Phil and Homemade Waffles, who are two like hilarious, witty Smash Melee commentators. And we are sitting like right on the aisle, and like there's the whole procession where it's like first the groom comes down, and then like the parents and the groomsmen and the bridesmaids, and then finally the bride comes out. And after every person, they were commentating it, which I think is a little disrespectful, but it wasn't so loud. Like, you couldn't hear it if you were them, but you could hear it in our section. And it was all people that were homies in our section. So, but they were like fucking, I don't know. Ooh, he's got a strut in his step. Ooh, oh, slick top, like just fucking the comment, like, every fucking person, they had a different, which is very funny. But I have instant like anxiety about don't fuck up the wedding. So I'm like, so yeah, it was great. You can't anyway, it was very funny. It was good. Big A, please be careful not to eat. Dude. Hey, Big A, first time chatter here. I had a dream that you and a bunch of people were in VC in your Discord server. I joined, and then as soon as I spoke, everyone left. It wasn't a dream. That happened, little bro. It was, you ruined the vibes. You ruined the vibes, bro. It was like, everyone was having a good time. Every single person here was in that VC. We were having a great conversation. I felt like I was actually connected to my community, and then you showed up, and it was just like, ugh. What's the point? Atrioc, hey, Big A, circling back to the Sydney issue, I found the solution, which is to be ultra rich, and then all the problems go away. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm actually thinking that through, and it works. What the fuck? Wait a minute. Like, I'm thinking about all the problems you have, like healthcare or whatever. It's like, just be rich. That works for like all of them. Wait, the math check. Wait, how's no one ever thought of this? You could just solve it all by being ultra rich? I mean, you could even get these fucking rich ass nectarines, baby. Oh, that's money. That's a money buy. You're right. It is glasses. I don't care. That's so good. You can't afford one. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm sorry to eat into the mic. I need you to do something for me. Take your eyes, point them at the screen, analyze, get your hands on the keyboard on the M and E key, and then when you see your representation in this video, type me. Fucking shit. Type me. Type. I need to label these. I just have to label these. Type me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Marketing Monday. Here on a Tuesday, we have one story today. One major story, and I just want to go into it from a couple angles because we've been talking about a lot of heavy subjects on Marketing Monday recently, and they've been getting a little bit too serious, too in-depth, too scary. And with the market being what it is, oh God, I need to move this over. With this being the stock market today, I wanted to just leave you guys with one actual win. I didn't want to be talking about something so negative. So, guess what? As of 12:01 a.m. tonight, after 146 days, the writer's strike that has shut down all of Hollywood has come to an end. The studios have reached a deal with the Writers Guild of America to end the strike. And you may see an important thing in the line here. They've gotten most of what they wanted. It's actually a pretty phenomenal deal. I'm going to go down into it, but at a high level, I want you to know that, like, if you're looking at a short term, like, who made out from this deal? The writers. The writers got a lot of what they asked for and a lot more than the studios were willing to offer just a few months ago. That's awesome. Again, this writers has been picketing nonstop for 146 days. They've shut down all production. Hundreds of millions of dollars lost for companies like Warner Brothers. They eventually had to cave. They had to make a deal, and so they did. Now let's go into it on specifics. So what did they get? First off, huge protections against AI. AI cannot write or rewrite written material. They cannot credit AI-generated material as source material. A writer can choose to use AI, but the studio can't force the writer to use AI. Heads of shows called showrunners have to be qualified as writers, which means there's a lot of knock-on effects to this, but it means when they hire writers, they count as one of the writers. They can't use a studio executive to be the quote showrunner and then cut out all the writers' rules. All of it has to fall under the same rules that they're a part of the deal. And then a ton of other things. Success-based residuals, minimum writer's room staffing, guaranteed compensation, 13-week minimums. Shows like comedy and variety are counted under the same rules as other shows where they were kind of set as separately before. Two-step deals for screenwriting, a lot of things, all right? And again, this may not, if you're not a writer, some of this doesn't even make sense to you. The point is, like, there are things that were problems in their job, things that, like, made it hard to pursue writing as a career. And studios were not going to give these things unless something happened. They were not going to give it if you just asked them nicely. And so by shutting down and showing the value of their work, writers are able to get these things. Now, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but I'll get to that in a second. Now, one of the major things, and again, I want to show you how big of a win this was. This is a chart that shows on the left what the Writers Guild originally proposed. In the middle is what the studios originally responded with. And on the right is what they actually got in green. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these, but you'll notice that, like, I looked at this whole document. Everything in the center column was originally rejected. I'm only showing you one slide, but it used to be every single thing in this column was like rejected, 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 rejected. But after, it turns out, a few months of realizing they're not going to make any money off movies, they changed their tune. By literally waiting more time, they got a lot of what they asked for. For example, this is foreign streaming residuals. This is like getting paid when your show is streamed in a different country. They asked for 50% of foreign payment as a residual base for under 20 million subs. They got 47%, just as an example. The studios offered like 8%, 1635 for different sub counts. And that was their original counteroffer. And they said no, the writers said no, and they got this. So, like, you know, this had an effect, and this is real, and this is cool. They're also getting paid based on viewership. Again, for the longest time, if you were a writer and you wrote a hit show for Netflix, you don't make any more money if that show's a hit or if it's not. You just get one flat fee. Now you get a bonus. They're actually revealing their viewership stats secretly to the writers, and you get a bonus if it hits a certain number of people watching it. That's cool. Again, it's incredible to say, but like for any worker everywhere, it's good to look at this and see like, hey, they would not have gotten any of this otherwise. This actually worked, and it got them concessions they wouldn't have gotten, which is cool. All right. Again, it went from rejected to bam, all of these bonuses if your show gets viewed by over 20%, which is, again, read this. This is from May 1st. The studio says rejected our proposal, refused to make a counter. And now, only 4 months later, they're giving tens of thousands of dollars if your show gets 20% or more viewers. So that's cool. All right, now, what are the downsides? I'm trying to keep this concise and give you guys an update so you can share this with your friends. What are the downsides? Number one is, now that the writers are back to work, they're going to actually write things. And not all of them are cool. Like, for example, a reboot of The Office is going to be announced once the strike is lifted. Oh, God. Oh, God. We're going to have another generation of people who The Office is their entire personality, which is... So, that's one downside. And the second is, these studio heads, this is the part I want to get into, because I've seen on Twitter, all I've seen is positivity. And I don't want to be a negative Nancy, but I also want to say that these studio heads, they're snakes, bro, and they're smarter. They're dumb in a lot of ways, but they're wily. And I think there's a little bit more to this contract when I read it through that is not being discussed. And I think they have a plan. Again, at the end of the day, the writers made a huge gain, but there is a plan here, and I want to talk about it. What do you think on this page is my concern? If you had to guess. Some of you noticed it. This popped out to me immediately. And I actually think I need a Vine boom for this. The term of the agreement. This is an amazing record-setting agreement for writers, but it has an end date. May 1st, 2026, all of these gains are up for review. They are only locked in to these studios for about 3 years. That's interesting. Now that combines with one other thing, one small thing that the studios fought for and got a concession on. And that's this. The studios will be able to use film and TV scripts they already own to refine AI tools and experiment. So if you combine these two things, I see a plan. I see a plan. And the plan is for these fucks to take all of the scripts they already have and train AI tools, which will get better over 3 years, to be able to write and create stuff and reduce the bargaining power of writers, and then reemerge 3 years later with a better negotiating position. That is what I see, and that is what scares me. Now, I do not want to detract from the amazing work that the WGA has done. They have won unprecedented gains for writers. It's awesome. The ability to get paid residuals from streaming services is huge, and I do think it is very hard to claw those back once writers have gotten them. I just want to say that there's clearly, in my mind, a plan here. And the plan is, okay, we lost. We got caught blindsided by a double strike. We don't know what we're doing. We've been shut down. We're losing money. Let's punt. Let's give them everything they want, but for a time limit, and let's get ready to fight again. And that's what I think they're doing. I think they're getting ready for 2026 to come back hard. I think they're going to have shows stockpiled up. They're going to have better AI technology, and they're going to try and really grind some of these concessions back from the writers. And I hope the writers are aware of this, and I hope they take it seriously and don't get complacent in the next couple of years, because I don't think this fight is over. Now, that being said, so wait. Okay, this is for the video. I had a line I wanted to say, which is like, there's one thing that you have to understand about the studio heads, and it can be explained with this picture. Number one, they are not your friend, and number two, the plan is simple. They want to wait till 2026 and then use AI to weaken your bargaining power. Okay, I had a thing. I forgot about it. But well, call that in. I'm sure it's fun. Anyway, here's a picture of Bob Iger looking extremely evil that I think proves my point. How could... This is my proof, okay? How could this not be true? Look at his fucking creepy smile, bro. Now, there's more to this story. Because the Writers Guild, again, end of the day, this is a big win. For 3 years, writers are going to have much better protections and payment than they had before. That's a win no matter how you slice it. It's awesome. Okay? But the strikes are not over. At the end of the day, there's still the actors. I like to imagine Brendan Fraser is staring at Bob Iger in this example, and Steve Buscemi with that look. You know? The actors are still on strike. And there's a lot more actors than there are writers. There's like 170,000 working actors who are all part of SAG-AFTRA who are trying to get, again, their own version of a fair deal. Now, for a while, the studio's plan, Bob Iger's plan, was to work only with the writers at first. The original strategy was to only talk with the writers and get a deal there first. It's an easier one. And then again, once one of the groups stops striking, the other one is under more pressure because everyone else wants, the writers want to get back to work. They want to, and then the actors are kind of holding it back. And when it's solidarity, it's easier. When it's one, it's harder. So they are trying to put pressure on the actors, which is more of them, and get a better deal. We'll see how it goes. That being said, they haven't spoken for 2 months. The actors and the studios have had no conversations for 2 months, but after this deal is signed, there's progress. They're going to meet within a few days. And hopefully, I think there's a lot of momentum on both sides to be done with this. They want to get back to work. Everyone wants to work again. And hopefully, based on the concessions earned by the writers, the actors can get something similar. They can all get a pretty solid deal, and we can get, our slop for 2024. Everyone here wants their, Marvel movie slop. They want Dune 2. They want, whatever. They want Rick and Morty. They want Emily in Paris. They want their slop, okay? And this could happen without sacrificing the power of the workers within a few days if negotiations go well. And again, I like this from a writer. It ain't over until SAG-AFTRA gets the deal they deserve. See y'all on the picket line this week. Some people are part writers and actors. They're going to be picketing for both. It's awesome. I'm fully respective of the Actors Guild. And I like they've continued to expand their strike against video game companies. Again, a lot of actors that work in voice acting for video games are chronically underpaid. There's an expansion going there. What you have to understand is this stuff has knock-on effects in all other movements. Again, if SAG-AFTRA has a successful strike against video game companies, it enables programmers who work for EA and other video game companies to strike and get better rights because they're underpaid too. There's people at Epic who have been working crunch nonstop for 5 years making Fortnite skins that probably deserve paid time off that they're not getting. And this it all snowballs. So I think this is all positive effect, and I hope they have success. Now, but that being said, there is no news. After they meet in the next few days, we're gonna have more of a story. But until then, it's up in the air what happens with the actors. But there is one unique quirk to close out this segment on Hollywood that I thought was interesting that came from the writers and actors strike. Because if you guys know, when the actors and writers are on strike, nobody can really go promote films and movies. There's no way to do red carpets. There's no way to do interviews. There's no way to do podcasts. There's no way to do all the actors that usually promote films can't do it. And so studios have been trying to get creative and look at the world and see how they can promote film and TV in the absence of stars. And they looked over to TikTok. And if you'll notice on TikTok, studios have not been cracking down on the proliferation of 3-minute clip channels that basically have entire seasons of old shows. Now, this was not their idea, but they've noticed it. I don't know. If you spend any time on TikTok, you'll notice you're constantly getting fed part 14 of a show you've never seen. And sometimes when you watch that part, you get hooked. You get hooked, and all of a sudden you're watching the whole season. All of a sudden you're a fan of the show you didn't even know about or forgot about. Perhaps you're even watching House on a streamer's channel, and all of a sudden you didn't even grow up with House, but you're a big House fan now. Perhaps this freebooted content on social media is actually having, rather than they expect negative effects, it's having positive effects. It's causing people who didn't grow up with any of this shit to become fans of these shows and then spend money on merch or buying subscriptions or whatever for the show. I like the idea of this tweet where he says, whoever brought the idea of posting movie shows on TikTok in 10,000 parts needs a raise. As if it was a TikTok guy's idea. As if it just wasn't one person just fucking uploading a show they like. They thought it was a planned idea. It's so stupid. But yeah, it is. You know what it reminds me of? It's like it's like what Quibi should have been. If you guys remember, there was a failed $2 billion startup called Quibi, where they wanted to make quick bites, short shows for social media. What they should have done is just take existing old cheap shows and chop them up. And it would have been a slam dunk. Because it turns out the idea of watching something on your phone in a short little chunk is extremely good from a marketing POV in ways you wouldn't expect. First of all, when they chunk it up into under 3-minute chunks, it doesn't get flagged as easily under copyright laws because of fair use. Under 3-minute chunk has a chance to be fair use. And then also, because the individual clips have different individual levels of virality, like one part of the movie can go viral. And so the best parts of the movie are automatically like algorithmically discovered and then served to people. And they watch that one clip, they like it, and they go back and watch the rest. Like, it's actually a pretty clever way to optimize the retention of the movie to find the best parts. They're better than real trailers. So all of this has become, a shock to Hollywood. And instead of shutting it down, they've been cautiously optimistic. They've been looking into it. And some are jumping in full force. So I found out that Netflix not only doesn't shut the shit down, generally, but they just posted the latest episode of their show Top Boy entirely on their main channel. This is the main Netflix account. They're doing it themselves. They just put and you can notice, look at the exhibit right here. What the fuck happened in part 12, dude? Why does that have 25 million views? Everything else doesn't. I don't know. But now they know that part's interesting. They use that part in ads and whatever. So this whole thing, from a marketer's POV, while not directly related to the strikes, was caused by the strikes for them not cracking down on it, and has been very interesting. And while I don't know if after the strikes are over, they're going to take a more critical look at it and shut it down, I do think the fact that people are getting back into shows they've already watched because of clips on TikTok is a change in media habits and not a one-time thing. And I do think people are going to lean into it more going forward. So if you are a brain-rotted Zoomer who likes watching shit in 3-minute chunks on TikTok, I think the future for you is very bright. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of my update on the writer's strike and this single topic Marketing Monday. Thank you for watching. Now, good. All right, that's a pause. That's a pause. But thank you for watching. Hey, whatever. I have a lot more wins and fails, and I was at Beijing. I am pushing it to tomorrow because I want to talk to you about something. I think the video's been uploaded already, but I have a Marketing Monday that I did last week that really got my brain boiling. And that video ended up being like 42 minutes long on the first cut. And it's me talking about like heavy subject after heavy subject back to back. It's like a fucking 120 slide PowerPoint where I'm talking about serious shit in depth. And it's like 4 things in a video. And so wins and fails has gotten kind of out of hand. And it makes it harder to make a YouTube video. So I'm going to try some new things for the next few weeks. I think this subject, writer strike, is a good one topic video. Do you know what I'm saying? You just click on that and all you want to see is what that's about. You don't want to see fucking 40 other things always. So I'm going to try and just do, a more bite-sized update, one video, and then yes, a wins and fails, but with wins and fails should be more light. Wins and fails should have one big topic and then a lot of fun things, and then was at Beijing, and not 4 or 5 big stories. Cause first of all, the research is getting out of hand. I'm reading nonstop all week, and I feel like my brain is full of too many stories. And then also I just think it's more entertaining. So that's what I'm trying to do. That's the plan. If you don't like it, let me try it for a few weeks. We'll see. Give me your feedback, but that's what I'm doing. So tomorrow I will do a wins and fails. Honestly, I have a ton of stuff. The next wins and fails about Snoop Dogg. I'll give you a sound clip.
Did somebody say Grubhub? Me, get delivery like a G. See, hungry dogs gotta eat.
Yeah, there's funny commercials and shit. It's all good. All right. So we'll talk about it all tomorrow. I'm trying to break it up. So I'm not. I also noticed by the end of the wins and fails, I'm fucking gassed, dude, because I just talk straight for whatever amount of time. So that's my plan. Now, that being said, we got a little bit of time. We're going to watch House tonight for sure. Probably 9:30, 10. But I want to do boy math. Boy math. Wait, who has that thing? Okay, so. Yeah, we'll talk about boy math, dude, because we already did a fucking girl math update. What is this? Oh, very interesting. Wait, let's include this. Bob Iger and David Zaslav were reportedly angered at the WGA's reasonable request for union solidarity in the new contract, with Iger leaving the room and Zaslav saying, "What are you guys doing? We're on the 10-yard line. We've given you virtually everything you said you wanted," which is true. Again, I can't overstate. That's almost what made me suspicious. That's why I feel like I'm the asshole, but I'm the only person I'm seeing on Twitter that is suspicious of this, because they actually did. They gave them almost everything they wanted if you go point by point, and the two things they didn't are the fucking deadline and the AI training. And so, like, for me, it's obvious what they're trying to do. But this is interesting, too, because it also feels like from this, they are very likely trying to use the fact that the writers have finished to squeeze a better deal from the actors, who, again, get paid more than the writers, and so there's more to lose for the studios, which is unfortunate. I hope the actors hold strong if they don't get a good deal. That's my hope. I just hope they do not feel pressured to end early by the studios. Are you going to play Cyberpunk today? Dude, Cyberpunk, I would like fan reviews. Has anyone played it, and is it dope? My understanding is it is. Like, it is dope. But I haven't watched it or played it. I haven't done anything. I actually want to go in blind. Very cinematic. But I don't know if it's, listen, I'm just going to say it. I see, like, people streaming it, and they're not doing so well. I mean, like, viewership-wise. So I don't know if it's hard to watch or what, but I will play it. I'm going to play it, right? I'm going to play it. It's kind of boring to watch. It might be tough to watch because of storyline, right? You jump in, you don't know what the fuck's going on. So I don't know. But I think I'll just play it. What I've realized from Lies of P is that, like, even if the game is not the greatest for viewership or whatever, like, you can just slot it in for a part of the day, have a good time. I enjoy myself a lot more when I play that. And then you build up an audience of people who like it, and they end up getting hooked into it. So there's like a way to do it. There's like a way to do it that I just needed to figure out before. I'm always like, I'm really not concerned about viewership in general, but I don't like, if I have two options that I like both, I might as well pick the one. You know what I'm saying? It's like, anyway, Lies of P. I have an update on that too, and I hate to break it to you. When I was sick on Sunday, I just didn't feel like fucking working on marketing, and so I didn't, and I played Lies of P. But I recorded it. So I recorded it offline, but also I say it during the recording. I'm like, this is the most fucking awful VOD I will ever upload. I probably won't upload it. Like, because it is me, like, grunting to myself, barely talking, and dying a lot. Just fucking, I kept dying on stupid shit. Like, not even enemies. Like, I would fall off a cliff or off a side, and I'm like, fuck. And I was just sick, and my brain was foggy. So I might upload it on the VOD channel, but just bear in mind that it's awful. It's just awful. But that being said, the second I got to a boss, I didn't even see the boss. It just had one of those little urns in front of it that's like the summon, so you know it's a boss. I didn't watch it. I didn't open the boss. I didn't start the boss. So all I did was just go through a main area. I didn't do anything interesting, to be honest. So I dare you upload on main. I actually think I would lose a lot of subscribers. I legitimately think that if anyone has the notification bell turned on and they clicked it and it was just this fucking silent VOD of me making almost no progress for 3 hours in Lies of P, I think they would literally be angry. I think they would unsub. It's a bad VOD. It's one of the worst things I've ever hit record on. Label it Marketing Monday. New Marketing Monday, urgent. Hey, Atrioc, after Targeting Tuesday, you should watch this new boy video on weird blood transfusion thing going on with the rich. I actually did watch it. It was phenomenal. Made me kind of angry because their work is so good. It's like, fuck off. They're handsome too. It's cringe. It's cringe. Is it cringe? It's like, it's a little, you know what I'm saying? It's in your face. And it's like, nobody is respecting it. No, it was great. And they're Australian, so they have like a good attitude about life, and they, I don't know. No, I'm super happy for them, and I love their content. It's great. Check it out if you haven't seen it. All right, let me check out boy math. What the fuck is boy math? Because we have already done a video on girl math. This isn't summarized like the other article, but it's fucking tweets. Okay, let's see. What is boy math, which apparently trended in the last 8 hours after girl math? Boy math is wanting 0 kids, but having 0 condoms. I mean, I also have 0 sex generally. Boy math is spending $100 on FanDuel and winning 0. Well, that's what I mentioned in my last video. I think modern day boy math is all about gambling. Gambling's out of control, bro. It's in my wins and bills, so I don't want to spoil it, but there's a lot of new gambling news that is just, this year's been crazy for it. Anyone chronically online knows about the girl math trend, a funny, lighthearted joke among women to justify spending money. My ultimate girl math is no money is ever wasted when it's spent on my birthday. Fucking true. While men online saw the girl math trend going viral and took the joke way too seriously, responding with backlash against women for not even knowing how math works. Women, sometimes I rationalize my overspending by pretending it's free if I use cash, lol. You dumb bitch, that stupid hoes don't know math. I hate bitches. That is a classic online male response to, I think we talked about that in our video too, where it's like, sometimes, yeah, a funny joke. Actually, I heard this. I remember hearing this from, God, I forget her name. Quarter Jade. I did that Best Chef show or whatever, and Quarter Jade was a judge, and we were talking, and she basically said, like, sometimes she feels when she's streaming that if she does something stupid, for a man, it's often like that person isn't stupid, but that's a funny joke. But sometimes, you know, sometimes when they say they're stupid, it becomes more like either you're really stupid or all women are stupid, which is like annoying. It's annoying to be generalized or to, you know, that's annoying. And I felt that from the way she said it because it was a very casual observation. And so, not related to this, but, you know, that was one of the reactions to girl math. I think most people reacted positively, though. If I'm being honest, I think most people that I saw, men and women, thought girl math was pretty funny. And it's pretty relatable to both genders, I think. I think people generally rationalize spending however they can. Anyway, in response to the hate, women have started boy math. So women created boy math? Those bitches. Where they're naming the utterly ridiculous things they have seen men do. So let's get to it. Flipped. I go full Andrew Tate. After this triggers me. This sentence, and I just go fucking. I show up. I was gonna say I show up bald next day, but I know the fucking joke you guys make. All right, let's see. Boy math is. Oh God. Speaking of balding, boy math is knowing 75% of your head is balding and still getting haircuts in the last 25%. I don't even can't relate. I can't relate. It's not literally me. It's not. I'm wearing a hat because it's cool. All right. There's hair here. Look at all this hair, bro. I do need a haircut though. I do need a haircut, and it's not on 25%. It's on a full head of hair. Boy math is only having one pot, pan, spoon, fork, cup, and plate, and asking her when she's gonna come cook for you. I don't know about that second part, but the first part is 100% true. At least for me, even post college. I mean, I remember when I lived in downtown SF when I worked at Twitch, like 21 to like 25, pretty much all those 4 years, I had like paper plates and like 2 forks at my apartment, and I would just eat at the Twitch office every day. I remember I would stay late at the Twitch office, and they had a jar of peanut butter there, and sometimes I would just fucking scoop half of that on a plate and eat that if the snack thing was closed. I had some degenerate fucking. But I mean, to be fair, you guys think Twitch paid terribly for me at the time. Twitch played terribly. Literally, like 60% of my income went to rent. I had no money, bro. So I definitely like was fucking scraping the free food. But I also don't want to complain too much because I got Twitch shares that turned into Amazon shares 1-to-1 at the acquisition that went up like 100x in value or something. So it turned out pretty good later, but at the time, I had nothing. So I just want to be, I don't want to lie, overstate. It got better after, like 5 years later, it was good. Boy math is them not wanting to spend $10 on flowers because they'll die. I have figured out a super sick trick, okay? Because everybody tired is getting flowers for your girl, okay? Some of you fellas in the chat, you got a significant other. Flowers, I mean, it's a classic. It never seems to not work. But here's what I do. If you have a girl who maybe is also like you, possibly a nerd, I'm showing you. Wait. Lego flowers. This is a terrible image. They look cooler than this. Lego flowers. You could even, if you wanted to, you could build them together. Okay? This has been a winner. This has been a winner for me. I have found it to be an excellent gift. And so I'm passing it on to you if your girl likes Legos. Boy math is spending $100 on FanDuel and winning zero. We talked about this. Yeah. I mean, again, gambling is out of control. But the worst part is not just that they spend on FanDuel and win zero, is that they lie about it. People are liars when it comes to gambling. It's a terrible habit. People do too much mental math to justify the thing, how they're always up. I have rarely in my life heard someone admit that they're down gambling, which is crazy because how the fuck do casinos build opulent palaces to the sky with 10 million lights 24/7 if nobody's losing? Do you know what I'm saying? I got the feeling some of you are losing. So worth mentioning. Boy math is trading your one car for one motorcycle when you have 3 kids. That's wicked. That's cool as hell, bro. Those kids will get tougher because they'll be on the back, bro. You can get one of those little sidecars too. They could be like little sidekicks in an old movie. We talked about this one. Boy math is how 5'10" measures 6 feet. Cold. That's cold. I wouldn't know. I'm exactly 6 feet, so I wouldn't know. I'm exactly 6 feet, unironically, so I wouldn't know, but that is crazy. Same? You guys too? All of you too? That's sick. How many of my fellows in chat are exactly 6 feet flat? That's fucking sick, dude. Congrats. I think we'll all... I'm 6'2", little bro. Wow. Tall king. For me, I'm happy being exactly 6. Boy math is having a 70-inch TV but no dining table. You just get so much more value from one. It's a very rational choice. This is a very rational choice, and I don't think it's even just a boy thing. I think this is almost like a modern thing. I think you just get much more value from one than the other. Dining table, especially, let's just say it, in a time when no one can afford a house, bro. What are you getting a dining table for? Save up. You just fucking sit on the couch, you watch a TV, you eat in front of that. Boy math is being afraid of gold diggers when you only have 3 pairs of socks to your name. Well, okay. I think that's a misrepresentation of what... I think there's some truth to that, but I think it's generally that because people are in a society that values wealth so much and have fewer opportunities to get it, they get mad when they can't find a partner because they don't, you know what I'm saying? It's that's the idea, but they take it out in weird, angry ways. I'm not trying to rationalize calling people gold digger. I'm trying to rationalize the fact that people feel left out. They feel like if they don't have money, they can't even have a relationship. Doing some boy math. I'm not doing some boy math. Okay, fine, whatever. Should have had a girl when you were doing girl math. No, this is written by girls, so I can judge this. Boy math is them wanting a prenup and they make $45K. Want you to know I'm prenupless. All right. I'll ride or die. You don't have to clap that. I actually don't know if it's a good idea. Do what you will. I think Ari, I'm ride or die with Ari. Because you know why? It's not because I don't have money now and it's like whatever. It's because Ari was with me when I made less than 45. So it's like I don't think she's in it for fucking so and by the way, if whatever reason, listen, we love each other, but if fucking 20 years from now I'm an asshole, whatever, she earned it, bro. She had to put up with me playing League of Legends and Shardbound for fucking 20 years, bro. I swear to God, if she didn't fucking break up with me then, she can have some of my fucking Nvidia stock, bro. That's on God. Play this to the divorce lawyer. Play this clip. Her fucking lawyer finds this in fucking 10 years. Yeah, that's fine. I'm ride or die, baby. Boy math is getting your heart broken once in grade school and then seeking revenge on every girl you date afterwards. I feel like all people do this. This is a human experience, which is that, you know, the formative memories of our youth shape us in negative and positive ways. How is that math though? Oh, I don't even know. They have dropped the math conceit, I will say. This is just this is boy sociology. This is abstract algebra. Yeah, this is where you get into variables. Boy math. Yeah, I've realized that none of these have to do with math anymore. Boy math is when he does the oil changes and snow shoveling and she does the cooking and laundry and he decides they have equal workloads because they both do 2 chores. Yeah, I do this too, which is like, I'll do some classic boy chores, like taking out the trash. But the dirty secret is taking out the trash is not that hard. You know, maybe it's heavy and so I can do it a little easier, but it's like, it's not that hard, bro. I take it and I put it in you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's a dirty secret that, it's not even a secret because I feel like men are like, don't tell, as if women aren't acutely aware. I'm pretty sure women that are acutely aware. But there, you know, she doesn't like it because it smells bad and it's heavy. So it's like, you know, at the very least, I have an advantage in taking it out. So there is something there. It's not exactly equal. I don't have a solution. I'm just scratching my beard like I'm thinking about it, but I don't plan any solution yet. Here's another problem I want to talk about. It's related to this, which is that I am fully aware that there is a thing I've seen. I'm not going to throw him under the bus, but I've seen Scar do this in his marriage. There's a thing men sometimes do, and I'm generalizing, which is called weaponized incompetence. Where it's like she might ask you to fucking, I don't know, mop the floor or something. And it's like you do such a bad job that it's not worth her time to have to fix it. And so, you know, it's like, it's just too much effort to get you to do it right. And so they'll just do it themselves. That is a thing. But I also want to say, and I am being genuine here, that I also have what's called genuine incompetence. Okay? I genuinely am incompetent at some things. I have tried. I have tried. I have put my heart in to some things, and I've gotten the response that this is not up to snuff. And so, I just want you to know that if you want anyone to learn something, you do have to give them multiple chances. So you should try this still, whether it's weaponized incompetence or actual. Because if it's actual, you know, do a couple more runs at bat. It's a working coach. Go coaching. Because progress can be made. Teach a man to clean and he will never go hungry. That makes no sense, bro. All right. Boy Math is asking an educated woman to name off random numerous wrestling facts matches to prove she is indeed knowledgeable about said sport. Yeah. Again, this happens to Ari at Magic events. It's where it's just like, oh, you like Magic? You don't know about 2001's Odyssey set's best card, do you? Again, not math. Just to be clear. Which is annoying. That being said, because Ari is such a fucking obsessive, I actually think she's untouchable now, because literally sometimes at night she will just look at old cards and read the whole thing. She likes the art, so she'll look at every single one. And she's listened to like 200 episodes of fucking Mark Rosewater's podcast. She actually knows more about Magic than like anybody I fucking know. She's actually just a fucking based Magic fiend at this point. And so I actually think someone could quiz her and she would own them, but that's my, but I don't think it should be required. And I do think it's just a bad method of, this happens too, is I'm not a big sports person again in general, but there's this woman named Mina Kynes. Am I saying her name right? I only see her on Twitter, but she's like a pretty popular, Mina Kynes. She's a popular football reporter, and man, she just constantly gets people in her comments like, "Oh, do you even know who threw the most touchdown passes in '94 or whatever?" And it's like, it's everyone, men and women looking at it. It's like, so obviously you're just threatened by this in some ways. Like, it's so, it's like you're not being genuine. You're not doing this. You're not hitting up fucking Stephen A. Smith about basketball. It's cringe. It just comes off as cringe, but we can all tell it's cringe. Boy Math. Men really compare their lives and experiences with dating to millionaires, all while having no millions. That's, again, I think it's a social media thing, bro. I think we have more access to the lives and personal lives of rich people, super rich people, than ever before. I think girls do this too. I think it's like, this is a problem. Like, I mean, you know, I think there's a lot of women out there who are finding things in their relationships similar to fucking Taylor Swift and fucking Travis Kelce right now, dude. You know what I'm saying? This happens. This is a universal thing where it's fucking, people are just, human math. Kells? What did I say? Kells? Yeah, I said that right. Kells. What did I say first? I say Kells. Boy Math is giving your baby mom $107 a month in child support and thinking it funded her trip to Aruba. I can't relate. I don't know this one, but it has a lot of retweets. So this is probably very popular. This is math, and it's probably true. It probably refers to the fact that, like, people, again, divorce is like 50% of all marriages, right? And if you have to pay child support, there's probably men who are looking at every single Instagram post of their ex-wife and silently or loudly judging them for anything they spend money on because that's probably true. That sounds true to me. But again, I'm not wading into it because I don't know too much about it. So that's boy math, huh? Extremely interesting. Extremely interesting. I wish there was more gambling stuff because I think that's a huge part of it. But, Snoop Dogg. Found it fascinating. Is there any others? Is there examples in chat of boy math? I feel like there should be more gamer stuff, dude. The boy math is like, acting like he isn't paying child support to a dozen women. You think I'm paying child support to a dozen women? AOC did one? What is AOC's? It's going to be like, boy math is fucking 3 indictments. That's a banger, AOC, if you want to do it. If you want to slam dunk, boy math is needing 15 attempts to count the votes correctly to become speaker and then shutting down the government 9 months later. Help, this is real. Yeah, that's good. Boy math is spending $100 a year on the same game COD. Dude, fuck it. What about 2K? What about 2K, dude? 2K and fucking FIFA and I mean the stats on those games is overwhelmingly male, and there's some math going on to justify those purchases because those purchases are consistently expensive and terrible. I have already spent $250 on FIFA packs. First of all, I'm sorry to hear that, but you are still like within. Dude, it's just crazy because you think about it. It's like, what did a AAA game used to cost with everything? And I know it's almost cliche at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because Reddit has said it so often. It's like, it's like, why? But like, it is shocking that to have the full experience, you are kind of incentivized to spend money and you have to spend hundreds to get close to the best teams and packs and squads. So it's weird. Play FIFA, please. Bro, you do not want my fucking goofy ass playing FIFA. Number one, I'm going to know 2 players, Messi and Ronaldo. Everyone else, I'm going to fucking pronounce wrong or not know shit about, and you're going to get mad at me. Number 2 is I'm addictive. So I will, first thing I do when I lose is blame my fucking team and then open $6,000 worth of packs to buy an all-star squad. So those are 2 bad things. I don't want to do either one. I am very susceptible to pay to win. That's why I hate pay to win games. I don't play them because I hate feeling like I'm at disadvantage. I hate feeling like some guy has spent money and I'm not on a legal playing field. So I fucking will pay whatever to have the best shit. And then, so I don't play games with pay to win. What brand is your flannel? This is a exclusive French brand called Target. Extremely classy. Boutique, yeah. You're so millennial. A millennial? Yeah. Oh, is it a shocker that I'm a millennial? Oh, did I just reveal something to you? Did you guys think I was this cool 22-year-old fucking Gen Z streamer this whole time? Fuck you, bro. Harry Potter. Harry. Can we get a chant going? Yeah, I'm millennial coded, bro, and I'm not going to apologize for it, dude. Hey, Big A. What is this? This is probably a fake. Oh, this is an interesting video. Why games are too big. I might watch that. We're nearing... Actually, we could probably watch this and then watch House. We'll see. No, -10. Sorry, let me read it. Thank you for the subs, by the way. I missed some. Tuxedo Masked. Boy math is waiting 10 minutes before getting ready for an appointment that takes 10 minutes to arrive to. Yeah, I'm super guilty of this. I'm super guilty of that. Yeah, what I don't do is I never factor in getting ready time at all. And I always have the most optimistic view of how traffic will go, of any road. Like, in my mind, if something is exactly 9 minutes away on Google Maps, I can leave at 9:51 and I will get there on time. And if I'm, I don't know, and I just assume I can grab everything I need on the way out the door, but it never works out that way. And if there's any traffic at all, I am like uproariously late. I am often late because of that reason. I leave on time, assuming everything goes perfect, but it never does. I'm a guy who is 45 minutes early for everything and waits in the parking lot. You exist? People like you exist? That's based but crazy. You get there early and just wait because you're too early. That's cool. I mean, good for you. No one ever got fired for being early, bro. I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying? Everyone likes someone who's on time. Yeah, I've made an effort. I think especially this year I've been a lot better. Last year I was terrible. Just fully admit it. Last year I was terrible about being places on time and like, I don't know. I just always overestimate it. But I've been baking in a lot of fail-safe time. You had a job? Yeah, I did. I had a job all last year. And it made, I mean, dude, I don't go into it, but it's actually insane. I did that for 2 years. It's actually insane. It was insane that I would wake up every day for a fucking 7:30 stand-up meeting with Europe, go until a 6:30 meeting with China at night, take a half-hour break to make a thumbnail and eat dinner with my wife, and then go live for 3 hours and then go to bed and then do it again every single day for 2 years. I think that's fucking crazy. I think it's crazy, and I'm so fucking glad Ari put up with it. That shit was fucking ridiculous. But it made money, so I'm glad I did it. I don't regret it, but man, I'm glad I'm out of it because once I got off that ride, I'm realizing how ridiculous it is. It was bad. Every single day, not every single day. I did skip sometimes. I'm gonna just because you burn out. How much did NVIDIA pay you? I work for free. I did it for the love of the craft. Jensen offered me a really competitive salary and extensive stock options, but I said no. I just like selling GPUs. To me, that's its own reward. I did it just because I fucking hate AMD, bro. I just fucking hate AMD. Any dollar I could take out of their pockets was was worth it. He personally, well, I did get, just not to fucking toot my own horn a little bit, but I did get what is called the Jensen bonus, which is a rare bonus only offered directly and signed by Jensen himself and it was for the green out, which is like, I don't want to talk about the green out more, but when I did the green out, I did get the Jensen bonus, and it was all stock. It's an all stock bonus, and that ended up being nice. You think NVIDIA is ever in a meeting? Wondering whatever happened to the marketing dude with the fat fingers? Sure, bro. I'm sure they sit around whatever happened to old glizzy hands, bro. Oh, there's ads right now. Okay, cool. When do you think you'll sell your NVIDIA shares? I've been open about it, bro. I sold 3/4 in what would be the smartest time ever, but it ended up being kind of stupid. I sold 3/4 after Evergrande right here. Literally late November 2021, like right here. And for this entire time, I thought I was the biggest genius in the whole world. I was like, I literally top ticked. I'm a fucking legend. I actually made so much more money than I would have. And then obviously it fucking rocket. It had a fucking once in a generation insane. That being said, this is quibbling over fucking pennies in front of a steamroller like that. This was nice. It was a good time to sell, and I feel good about it. I have the rest, and I'm just holding on to them probably forever. I don't know, like probably 20 years. I believe in NVIDIA long term, even though I think it's overvalued right now, to be honest, due to a lot of AI bubble and hype. But I got no urgent need, so. Shake my head, coal hands. What is coal hands? I know what diamond hands are. What is coal hands? I know that coal turns into a, so it starts out as coal, and if you hold it long enough, it becomes a diamond. But if you let it go, then you have coal hands. I see. People just say paper hands generally. You could save time. You know what I'm saying? But Clueless Chard, thank you for the 11 months. Thanks for the cool content. Been really nice for me to take my mind off a recent breakup. Stay glizzy. Bro, don't fucking break up an emotional moment by saying stay glizzy. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a nice message. You just have a little bit of emotional vulnerability. Hey, I just broke up. Thanks for the content and take my mind off things. That's nice. That's a very nice message. Stay glizzy. It's like people that it's like, it reminds me of when you're writing yearbook signatures for friends and you want to say something more deep about your relationship, but you don't know how to phrase it and feel weird about it, so you just write hags or something stupid, or like one in joke, and then, bro, it's like stay glizzies. That's what that is, dude. Be vulnerable. Hags is have a good summer for people that never had a friend, never wrote in the yearbook. Have a glizzy summer. It is America pilled. Not all. Yeah, I understand that everybody's American. Hags, yeah. No, they thought Europeans thinking we're just writing you're a fucking hag. And our friends. It's an in-joke in America. For real, that's what I thought. That's funny. That's gotta be boomer shit, because that shit did not hit my Gen Z yearbook. Don't make it your whole identity, bro. You guys are just slightly younger. Don't make it your whole identity. Everything's fucking maybe you just had a different school. It's not, you're not fucking in a different universe, bro. Don't, like, people did do this. There's people here in Gen Z that have it happen. Don't make it. You're gonna be fucking old in a second, dude. It'll snap, and you're gonna be old, and Gen Z and Gen Alpha's gonna be laughing at you. Don't fucking make it your whole identity. Is all I'm saying. That being said, maybe you had some really deep emotional friends that didn't want to write hags to you. Nopers, I'll be young forever. Based, I believe in you. Speed Trade, they with the $5. Hey, Big Gliz, my parents just divorced, and I really like all your content you be making. Another emotional, heartfelt message from Speed Trade. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to hear that through these breakups and divorces that you guys can say Big Gliz and talk about the content I be making. Divorce, shockingly common. I know everyone's kind of aware of that. Probably people here more than me. It's like it's. I think it's over half now of every marriage. Like, marriage statistically will end divorce. It's over 50 statistically. So just something to be aware of. I mean, just something to be aware of from all people. And that could be, part of that I've heard is because, like, especially in like the 70s, 80s or whatever, because women didn't have the ability to earn an income or like till the 70s, they couldn't even open their bank account in their own name. So people stayed together in loveless marriages a lot longer. So higher divorce could actually be a good thing in some cases, where it's like, if it's not working out, people don't feel like they have to do it. Which is cool. But it is an odd thing that like so many end in divorce. You know, it's just like a crazy sign. Like you needed cause. Yeah, I just think it was harder to get done. And then if they did do it, it was just harder to, they needed it for money and survivability. Some people marry too young, parentheses, religious, question mark. Yeah. I don't even know if it's just religious. People just do that. People get married. I mean, people I know from Arizona got married after high school, and I think almost all of them are divorced. Yeah, like it hasn't been that long, but they're all divorced because that doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Just if you got married immediately after fucking high school, it's just tough. It's tough for that to be the last. Like people change, bro. People change. What's the ideal age for marriage? I don't think there's an answer to that, bro. But I do think that like my guess would be, especially before, let's just say 24 or something like that. You really don't know who the fuck you are. And that's generous. I think nowadays people don't figure it out even later, but you don't, 24, 25, like before that, you got no fucking idea. So I would be hesitant to rush into it. Such a lifelong contract before 24, 25 at the minimum, because you haven't even begun to figure out like what you enjoy, what gives you joy in life, anything. And then I would honestly say probably like 30 plus, but like I think that might be a little, for most people that's a little old. I think a lot of people want to get married a little younger than that, which is not a big deal. Not everyone is playing League all day before 25. So true. Again, this is my experience and what I've seen in my life, and I have at a skewed perspective. I hung out with a lot of fucking gamers, and I moved a lot. It's just different. So I think there's people who have more stability and start working early and feel confident in their life and what they're doing and fucking got shit figured out. But I wasn't one of those people. I played a lot of League. I love how you just took that in stride when it was meant to be a dig at you. Yeah, well, it was true. I'm telling you honestly, I didn't. I can't give you a fucking guarantee. I'm telling you what I know based on what I've seen. Hey, Atrioc, I got invited to do a podcast with my CEO on generative AI, but I'm scared because I'm a chatter, so I don't have the best social skills. Any advice on doing podcasts in a professional setting? No. Well, because I don't know you, man. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Actually, I'll tell you honestly. I have a great answer for you. The truth is, if you are doing a workplace style podcast created by your CEO about generative AI, the truth is nobody's going to listen to it. It's going to have basically 0 listeners. So don't worry so much, bro. Think of it like an interview. It is not going to be this is not Joe Rogan, bro. It's not going to change your life. You're not famous after this. So just fucking take it in stride. Don't get in a huge argument with your CEO. Do some research, show up looking prepared. The CEO of his company is Joe Rogan. We see him on Joe Rogan next week, and he's like fucking sweating bullets talking about generative AI. Joe, just Atrioc, first time catching you live as I live in New Zealand. I'm in my first year of law school, and I'm curious if you've ever interacted with any corporate lawyers at work in a big company like NVIDIA. I actually work with lawyers more at Twitch than I did at NVIDIA, but I worked at them with both. I worked with corporate lawyers whenever we were doing a even slightly risky marketing promotion. I'm trying to think of an example. anytime you would have to do anything that could like blow back on the company, you'd have to get legal sign off. You all had to go through legal. The big one, Green Out was pretty fine actually. The big one was anytime we would do, like I remember I wanted to give away like 30 series GPUs for people that acted out games in real life or something. I don't remember. These are all different campaigns. I don't remember a long time. But the point is, like, anytime you do giveaways, law gets crazy because we are a global company. NVIDIA is a global company. He thinks he's on the team, bro, little bro. At the time, we were a global company, and there's giveaway law is different in every fucking country. Every country has their own fucking unique, quirky little giveaway laws that are slightly different, and they'll fucking slap you if you get them wrong. And even states have different giveaway laws. And so to do a simple, like, if you want to do one tweet, like retweet to win a 3080, that'll take you fucking 2 weeks with legal. It's actually fucked up. It's actually fucked up. If you want to do something that simple, and if you want to do something more complex, which I always wanted to do, I always want to do a bigger thing. Like for E3, we did this huge fucking, full PC, redecorate your room kind of thing. And man, it was a nightmare with legal. You got to just have all these meetings and explain it, and they go through and then write these fucking terms and conditions that were 6,000 pages long, and you have to fucking read it and then give feedback. And so that was my experience, but they were always nice. I think everyone who works corporate legal is like paid pretty well and has like this camaraderie among other legal people. And also they have this thing where it's like they know it and you don't, and you can't like mansplain their job. In marketing, it has a big problem where somebody who doesn't work in marketing can always be like, oh, I've watched commercials. Like, I know shit. And they jump in. But with legal, like, nobody can tell them what the law is. They just know it. And so they have this authority in every meeting. Whenever they speak up, you have to listen. And so they like that. I think they like that. So that's my advice is like, if you're doing it, you might like it because of that. Yeah, similar to the IT cybersecurity guy. Although at NVIDIA, there's such a high level of engineering talent. The company's like 80% engineers. Everyone's really smart. Except for the one guy from ASU. Most people around me were extreme engineering talents and knew a lot about everything. And so I think there was a lot of cross-functional understanding. Hey, Big A, is going to TwitchCon a good place to break into content creation / network? No. No, bro. Actually, I'm sorry. When I said no, I meant yes. What I was trying to say is like, when you show up, you should find the biggest streamer there and try to ask if they want to collab. That's what you should do. You should try to find like Hassan or something, and then, just come in, give him a big hug, Kai Cenat, whatever, act like your friends, and then be like, hey, I do similar things. Let's collab. And ideally bring a camera so they have it to do on camera. Like ask them on camera, hey, want to collab? Charlie, great. This is all good ideas. Oh, sorry, $10? Atrioc, I'm asking for actual advice instead of shit posting about balloons. Any tips on dealing with brutal 2-hour bus commutes? I am miserable. TY Glizzard. Podcast, bro. That's the only thing I've ever done for long commutes. I used to commute like $1.20 to NVIDIA and back with traffic. It's pretty bad. I moved closer later, got better, and I would just podcast out of my mind. Listen to that CEO AI generative podcast from the other guy. That'll get you the end. Why is every marketing job a sales job? At entry level, a lot of companies abuse the fact that people want to work in marketing because marketing they like and want and sounds fun. and sales sounds high pressure and annoying. And so they just label their sales jobs as marketing jobs. And that's something you have to deal with if you're trying to get into marketing, is you're going to find a lot of jobs at the entry level that pretend to be marketing, but they're not. They're just sales. And it's annoying and it sucks. I don't know. And there's nothing I can tell you other than that it sucks. That just happens. I'm not reading that. I don't care that you spent $1.70 Australian. I am not going to read your stupid message. Corbin dropped $5 to tell me that his dad married 3 times, his mom married twice, his grandpa married twice, and his grandma married 4 times. I don't know why you had to spend $5 to tell me that. That is crazy. They are out there flipping the coins. Hopefully they're all happy now. Midget Panda, do you think it's justified to be scared of making lateral moves to a new company now because of impending recession / layoffs, or am I making excuses? It would not be weird to be scared to leave a stable job right now, in my opinion. Again, this is all my opinion. My thing is recession before Q2 24. Some people disagree. Soft landing. I don't know. Just if you're listening, if you want my advice, I'm telling you what I'm thinking. I would say if you have a stable job and you don't have another opportunity that you think is better, staying with it right now, I don't think that's crazy, because I do think there's going to be layoffs, and I think it's going to be a harder time to get a job. And I think right now it's easier than it will be in the future. But you said lateral move, which means you have another job lined up that isn't pay more, but maybe has different things. And that's not bad. Another company where you might have like better benefits or better coworkers if you don't like your current, like that. I think that's fine. I think it's more like leaving without something else lined up is the scary thing. Yeah, I don't think that's crazy. Hey, Big A, I read Algebra of Happiness. Any other books for a lost college kid? Can I tell you guys something? So, Marketing Monday has a researcher now, a lead researcher. His name is Mingo in chat. He's an awesome guy. He's been doing a great job. Shout out to Mingo. You'll see most of his work tomorrow in the Wins and Fails. I did the thing today. Mingo's great. He's a really cool guy. I'm glad I hired him. He's helpful. I recommended to him to read the fiction book, The Wager, a book I've been reading. What I didn't tell him is that I hadn't finished it yet. I'm like 3/4 of the way through, because I only read like, honestly, a little bit at night before I go to bed, because I fucking end at 11 and I'm sorry, it's not fiction. It's actually nonfiction, but it reads like fiction. I keep saying that. It's not fiction. So anyway, it's a great book. It's an extremely interesting story about a true story that reads like fiction about a mutiny, and they come back to Britain. And anyway, so the point is, I recommended him to read it, and then like fucking 3 days later, he read the whole thing. And so we were in a call talking about Marketing Monday, and he's like, "Yeah, I read it. It was fucking great. What'd you think about it?" And I was like, "Yeah, it ruled." I was like, "Fuck." I'm telling you right now, fucking Mingo, I haven't finished it, bro. But I didn't tell him that in the call. The book's called The Wager, and I do recommend it. And it's actually, they're going to make a movie on it with Leo. It's going to be Scorsese, and Leo's next movie is The Wager. So if you want to pretend you read it, wait for that movie and then watch it. Hey, Big A, how much of a pay increase would you need to consider a 1 to 2 hour commute each way? You know what I've thought about is that if I ever like wanted to stream less and work again, like if I got the itch to really get out there and market and I went to a job and I didn't have time, I didn't really want to do the after like the 7 p.m. to 11 stream, I could stream my commute. Like the commute could be the podcast kind of like update on, because I've seen like who's fucking like OTK does like the car morning drive streams. People like that. Reading chat while driving. Yeah, and then I'll get into a big accident. It's a viral clip. Yeah, Mark Rosewater does a podcast in his car on the morning. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. because I hated commuting. To be honest, I don't know what pay increase would make me take a 1 to 2 hour. A 2 hour commute both ways, I would never take. I'll be honest with you. But that's I guess a privilege now. But I only did that in my life when I was truly dead broke and I had to work to write about League of Legends for Riot. And I wanted that so badly. And so I would commute from Rancho Cucamonga to Santa Monica, which is 2 hours minimum in traffic, both ways. And I did that every day to go to LCS games and write about them for no money, for like fucking $15 an article. And I did that. It didn't, I don't think it even covered gas and food, bro. It was terrible. And I hated it. And it made me unhappy and sad and miserable. And I don't think I'd ever do it again. I think 2 hours is too much. I've heard that I think it's every minute. I think every minute over 30 minutes, your job satisfaction goes down like 1%. Not even kidding. I used to have the stat more memorized, but I haven't used it in a while. I'm pretty sure it's like up to 30 minutes, you're sort of okay. But at 31, 32, all the way to an hour and plus, it goes down 1% every minute. Like you just start to get more and more dissatisfied no matter how good the rest of the job is. I imagine walking improves it. Yeah, probably. Walking or biking would be different because that's healthy and you feel good. And I also think that like a 20-minute commute going 60 feels different than a 20-minute commute in traffic or 30-minute. A 30-minute commute where you're like fucking zooming just feels fine. But the stop and start, even if it's the same amount of time, it fucks up your brain. I hate it. And so 2 hours plus in traffic was just bleh. My company enforced 2 days a week return to office. People are already quitting as a result. Dude, the company Grinder enforced return to office for 2 days, and over half the company quit. You know, the Grinder, the app or whatever. Something about their employee base. They just didn't like it, so they all quit. Which is very funny. But also, I saw a stat that like only 9% of jobs on LinkedIn, for example, or maybe it was Monster, I think it's LinkedIn, only 9% are remote jobs, but they get over half of all applications. People are so hungry for a remote job. If you post a job, that's remote, you get, I mean, even you can like literally cut. Like if you have an $85,000 job, you can cut it to $65K and make it remote, and you will get 1,000 plus applicants. You'll get more applicants than you would have gotten at a higher salary. People really want remote right now. Have you heard of super commuting? People who will have a job that's 1 day in the office. They'll take a plane to their office and live in a completely different state the rest of the week. Yeah. At NVIDIA, there was a guy. He was like an esports guy. He again, our office is in the top in Northern California. He lived 8 hours away in like a suburb of LA. And he would buy like a year in advance these super cheap LA to San Francisco or LA to San Jose plane tickets that are like, if you get the right deals, they're like $25, $30, like incredibly cheap. But you have to buy them incredibly in advance and get the cheapest one on like Spirit or whatever. And he would fly every week. Like, and again, it's like an hour flight. So his commute was a 1 hour, and he would do it 3 days a week. He would fly in the morning. Like he would wake up, get on his commute, which is a plane, fly up to San Jose, do his job, and then fly back. It's crazy. But he had to plan, if you ever like miss a day or forget, you're fucked because the prices are crazy if you do them anywhere close to the time. Airport time though, I mean, he had pre-check and everything, and he got it down to a science. But yeah, it was. No, I mean, it wasn't a great system, but he wanted to live with his girlfriend who lived in LA and worked at, I think, Blizzard, if I remember. I'm not trying to dox anybody, but I think his girlfriend worked at Blizzard. He wanted to live with her, and she had full in office, and so he would just do women in Blizzard. I mean, I don't know her experience. I don't know, but this is what happened, and that's what happened. So it was interesting. He didn't seem to hate it too much. It sounded very hard to me. I wouldn't do it, but no, not SFSA. LA to San Jose. -20. What the fuck? What the Deep Delta Blue? I've recently gotten a nice financial analyst job. After several years of ladder climbing, I'm confused how so much money is still controlled by 56-year-old turnips going off vibes and 2-hour lunches. Bro, welcome to the system, bro. You'll be a 56-year-old turnip one day. Though you may not have the same level of wealth. Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. Yeah, I mean, just an absolute fuck ton of money is controlled. You put it succinctly. I don't know. I don't see a change in that anytime soon. The amount of wealth held by the old right now is extraordinary. It is an unprecedented generational split. Did you speak at the writer strike already? I did. Video tomorrow, hopefully. We're going to try and do a quick turnaround. Literal multi-million deals happening due to circumstantial golf outings. I actually heard golf's dying. I heard that because millennials and especially Zoomers don't give a fuck about golf, peak golf has happened. And so, and as boomers now get even too old to fucking do it, they're not yet, but there's a general sense that like they overbuilt golf courses. Because again, it makes sense to build them because rich people have all the money. Old people have all the money. And so you make a golf course, old people like to golf, they come, they spend a lot of money, it's great. But they may have overbuilt. They overbuilt golf courses because they can't fill them all. And old people are, the sport is dying. Thank God give us parks. I mean, I very much doubt that like a fucking development company that built a golf course to harvest rich people's money is going to be like, fuck it, let's make it a public park. I think they'll make it, whatever. They'll make it a fucking Harry Potter meeting, whatever the millennials want. It'll be whatever the next generation. Or a parking lot, I don't think they're going to make a public park, but I do think they will not keep it as golf courses. Although Topgolf's pretty fun. If you're a millennial, especially a millennial man, and you get invited to bachelor parties, you're gonna play some Topgolf, my friend. You're gonna play some Topgolf. If you're a millennial man, you want to play with the fellas, guess what? You better learn how to Topgolf, baby, because that shit's coming down the pike. You better rev up your fucking 9-iron. Get ready to learn Chinese. Yeah, I've done some Topgolf. It's fun. I just got back from a bachelor party where we played Topgolf. Yeah, I mean, it is the vibe. Topgolf is like, you have to see it to believe it. It's like they turned golf into the millennial version. It's like Mario Party golf. It's like here's the one I think I went to in fucking Arizona. It's like you get this little, it's almost like bowling, you get this little thing, and then you guys take turns hitting your golf ball out into these fucking giant glowing orbs, and then you get points. It's like you don't have to go like in regular golf. You have to like drive your cart out there and keep hitting it, and like it's a big course. In this one, all the boys just hang out up here, take turns fucking whacking it, and you don't need skill or anything really. It's like there's not a lot of skill involved. You just fucking whack it, and then if it lands in the big fucking glowing hole, you get points, and it's more gamified golf. It's fun. Yeah, it's a driving range. It's a gamified driving range, and they have beers and chicken wings and shit. It's fun. I'm not knocking it. It's fun. I had a good time. Everyone's cracking jokes. We fucking hit the ball. And nothing wrong with that. It's better than bowling in my mind. I like it more than bowling. And you're outdoors, even though it's not like exercise. I don't know. It's nice. I enjoy it. I'm not knocking it. But it is like a very common bachelor party or like, I don't know, boys get together reunion kind of thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a little gassed. I was sick for most of the day. We're going to watch House now. I need to get diagnosed. So I'm going to give you guys a second. I'm going to play an ad, and I think everyone should go get snacks and drinks and good vibes and dim the lights. Oh, I'll answer one more question because they donated $5. That's not even a question. Del Smarto, good luck at your job. Good luck at your new job, and congratulations on getting through your layoff, and thanks for watching. Yeah. So I'm going to run this ad, and we'll watch Little House MD. Probably a pretty good episode based on how insane the last couple ones have been. I'm going to get some snackies. 1 second. I'm going to play the ad jingle.